Felt like it? That's good. All right, well, without further ado, may I present to you the most awkward girl in the world!
Hey, good evening, everybody. I've never done this before, so. Woo!
That's awkward.
Very. Okay, so I was just gonna tell you a couple stories tonight about myself. Some of them are true, some of them aren't. Actually, most of them are. So, something a lot of people probably know about me is that I pretty much have always wanted to be a cartoon. And it all started watching a lot of those when I was little. At one point, I just got really into anime, to the point that I dress like a character from it sometimes. And it's been a long journey with that, obviously. So everybody has probably seen Sailor Moon at some point in their life, right? We're familiar with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I was only 9 years old, I got my dad banned from AOL because I was so good at using the internet in, 1996, that I was sending bulk emails. There were newsletters about this. I don't know where I met all these people. He asked me this question. He says, I just got a notice from AOL. I can't use this for my business anymore. You're emailing hundreds of people? How? Who are these people? And I just went, I don't know. But I definitely met them in chat rooms where I spent too much time. And so I also spent a lot of time on AOL Instant Messenger, obviously, which is where I met my best friend, rest in peace. And that was through chat rooms. Really, I searched Dragon Ball Z keywords. And his name was XX Occult Trinks 666XX, with the bookend X's being capitals and all the letters were upper and lowercase, the classic thing. And I was definitely Irkin Invader Zim, so that was a thing too. Have you ever met an Invader Zim fan?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're unfortunate.
Yes.
I know, because I lived that life. At one point in my life, I dated a dark, tormented lesbian, which meant it was mandatory to have an Invader Zim fan site. So, in addition to the screen name, I had that. When I was in summer school, I tried to get ahead in high school, so I had summer school the year of freshman year before it. And I brought a They Might Be Giants CD to my classroom because we were allowed to bring things in to play. And that was what I decided to bring in, because when I was about 3 years old, my brother was in college because he's so much older than me. So he brought me the CD and played it for me. And so I thought that would be a good idea for summer studying, you know, nice, very soothing music. Like, the guitar, I think, was the one that really had people going, and Mammal. So my teacher allowed me to do that to everybody. Let's see. My actual freshman year of high school, nobody really seemed to want to talk to me very much because I didn't really know how to interact with people that well. I spent a lot of time on the internet for a young age, so I decided it would be a great idea to put all of these songs I liked onto a cassette tape that were like old 80s songs and songs from anime. And I played them on the bus, hoping someone would sit next to me without headphones. No one sat next to me though. I wonder why. Still don't get that. Later, I recorded over this tape during my dating a dark, tormented lesbian phase. I recently discovered that as I was trying to show my partner all the great songs I used to listen to by myself out loud on the bus. And I found it was full of new metal and Rocky Horror Picture Show songs. So that was disappointing. But the label exists still, so I can at least prove that that happened. let's see. So once I actually went on a date and I brought up Sailor Moon, like you do when you just met somebody that you have no idea if they like anything like that. I specifically mentioned an episode called We Love Fashion, The Stylish Guardians. This was around the time I was getting into Lolita a little bit, and it was one of my favorite periods in the show because everyone is so fashionable. This episode is about a queer-coded character actually flirting with one of the male characters to try and trick something from his dream out of him while he's dreaming. And so I said to this person, I have always wanted to sell from Sailor Moon episode 140, We Love Fashion, Stylish Guardians. And that's where it all seemed to turn wrong, and I still don't understand why. When I was in high school, me and my best friend used to play Silent Hill together because we were too afraid to play it alone, even just holding the controller by yourself. So we would switch off and scream and pass it to each other. I don't know if you've ever played that game, but it's really disturbing. There are pairs of legs that run at you that have no top, like lots of odd monsters like that. And we were only like 14 or 15, and I think we probably shouldn't have been playing it, but there we were. And it actually introduced me to some of my favorite music, like Sonic Youth, believe it or not. So the interesting thing is all these really nerdy things do weave together and can lead you to better things than making jokes about riding the elevator when the whole game changes to a very disturbing scenario. But again, peak comedy when you're 15. And other than that, the way I actually met my partner was through bringing up cartoons, actually. Surprise. So one of the things we bonded over was the Hey Arnold episode with the turtle. Has anybody seen that one? The turtle that has the graffiti all over him and they save him. It's not even a funny one. It's actually very touching. But, you know, you don't meet many people who remember that, so that is one of my favorite stories. And that's all I've got, actually. But yeah, no most awkward girl in the world. Thank you.
Come on, no, you just stop. Come on, keep it going.
You got one to work.
Most awkward girl in the world. Come on. Let's go. That's right. That's right. All right. And of course, as always, the Weird Paul merchandise empire is set up somewhere between the bar and the sound booth there with all the Weird Paul shirts, DVDs, CDs, records, pogs. That's right, pogs. Magnets, pins, and everything else. You want to take a look. Free stickers, too, with my face on them.
Lit AF.
Free Weird Paul. Thank you. Thank you. So, it turns out I have this groundhog in my yard. It's just, you know, lives behind a shed or something. And that bastard dug a tunnel all the way from my backyard, all the way through into my front yard. But I figured if you can't beat them, join them. So I'm having it lengthened and widened, and I'm going to use it to get to work. But that dipshit, he's just standing around with all these flies flying around him, all this big swarm of flies all the time. I was like, man, you must really fucking stink with all those flies flying around you all the time. He said, no, man, these are my peeps. Oh. All right, I hope you're ready for something more that's good. Here we go. We've got for you next, everybody. I can't wait. Unfinished Symphonies. Let's hear it.